Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Orphanlast, and before we go about creating the mesh and a skeleton for our cutout animation, we have to do a few things. Okay, now first off, let me mention a little bit of the elephant in the room. If I were to scale this guy down, one second here, I'm not selecting the right stuff. Let me go to the torso and go ahead and scale him down. Okay, well, it's not set to scale. If I go ahead and scale him down, okay, notice how the center winds up, well, depending on the situation, like it's weird because sometimes these centers, like if I put him in the camera, it's as if the center see that? The center winds up being enormous. And that might throw you guys off if I keep the guy super small, okay, and having this enormous center. And it's all because I originally made this guy immensely huge, okay. And I'm not really even quite sure why I decided to do that. Maybe I just wanted to have. I don't really understand vectors that well. This is one of the first times I've ever actually used vectors, and like of recent date. And every time that I've kind of tinkered with vectors, there's a number of things I don't really understand. It seems like whenever I make my vectors really small, the vectors don't want to cooperate. And yet when I make the vectors really big, it's as if they cooperate perfectly, but they take up more hardware space for some reason. Even though they're the same exact geometric shape, big or small, it makes no sense to me. But anyway, so I'm going to work with this pretty big. So what we're going to be focusing on today in today's tutorial is the centers, and that's all that we're going to cover in this tutorial. Okay, so what are centers? Okay, so basically centers with the edit tool. Now the edit tool right here. Okay, let me show you something real quick here. If I grab my character's torso, okay, and I move him with the edit tool, that is not the same as me selecting his torso and moving him like that, and moving it like that. It's not at all similar. It's not the same process. Here, let me show you what happens. Look right here, okay, when I move him. See how it created a key right there? That means that I've created an animation. So the edit tool is specifically used for animation, and the animation tab is primarily supposed to be used in concert with a cutout animation rig, the edit tool, the function editor, and the stage schematic, using all of these things in concert, as well as with the effect schematic as well. And so all of this is stuff that's really useful when used in concert. So, okay, centers. What are centers, okay? Okay, so first of all, let me go ahead and demonstrate kind of a point here. Okay, so I create a rectangle with the geometry tool. You don't have to follow me with this step here. Okay, just don't follow me. Do not draw a rectangle. Okay, so let me go ahead and just fill this and just make a selection around it. For some reason, I clicked. Okay, see. Okay, now I've already described this. This little anchor right here, wherever that anchor happens to be, that is the center. Just, okay? And that is the anchor point. That wherever I put this, no matter where I put this, that's going to be the center for the entire rotation process. And the edit tool is capable of doing rotations, skews, and stuff like that. And wherever you place the center of being with the edit tool, it's going to wind up rotating around where that center happens to be. So let me go ahead and demonstrate this for you, okay? Let me go ahead and delete that rectangle. Okay, let me get the edit tool, okay? And right now I have the center right here at his groin area for the torso. Now, if I go here and select center and move it over here, and then let's say I want to rotate him, he's going to start rotating around this point. And I don't want that. If I want, basically, once I put the center right there, like right at his groin area, and I rotate him, he's going to rotate from right there, where the most amount of activity in his motion goes in correlation to his legs. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start with this and just explain where you want your centers to be. Okay, so with your feet, you're going to want them right here and right here, right where the ankle is. Basically, you want your centers to always be where the joints happen to be. Okay, so for his calf, you're going to want it right here and right here. All right, and moving right along. And then with his thigh, you're going to want it right here, right in the smack dab in the center of the joint at his hip. Okay, right where the femur, right where the femur comes up, and then the ball joint joins in with the hip. Okay, because the femur is this weird shaped bone, which kind of goes up like this, and then it has this ball, and then your hip is kind of strangely shaped, kind of like that, and it has this little groove right here that this ball rests inside of. Okay, so that's enough explanation of anatomy for this particular video. Our focus is mainly on the centers. Okay, so I've gone ahead and shown you where you want it on one side. You can figure out where it needs to be on the other side. It's just common sense. You're going to want it the same regardless of which side you happen to be. Let me just go into the animation tab and make life easier for myself. Okay, so for the upper arm, basically from his shoulder down to his elbow, you're going to want the center to be right here, so that when you go about doing a rotation, it does that. Now, don't worry about these little things right here, because with the mesh, that's easily editable. Okay, so with the forearm, with the forearm, you're going to want it right here, right where the elbow happens to be, so that you got this little swinging action going on. Okay, and then with the hand, you're going to want it right there at the joint. Okay, so that it all makes sense, really, it does. And then with the neck, just right there, right at the groove of the clavicle, the collarbone. Okay, and I skipped the torso. So the torso, of course, you want it right there. You want the torso to have it right there in the groin area. Okay, so with the head, you're going to want it right there on his chin, because it's that's where it's going to be rotating, like around where the neck is. Okay, why did I do that? How did I do that? Okay, whatever. Now, I've already created a mesh and deleted the mesh, and created a bone structure and deleted all that. But from what I've seen, creating a mesh for the hair is pointless. So I just, whatever. I went ahead and put the center of the hair right there. Eyebrows right there. See that? All right, and let's see here. Let me scroll up. And the nose, I went ahead and put it right there. There's not much rotations that are going on with the nose, but whatever. The eyes, I went ahead and put them here, basically right where the tear duct is. And I found that a mesh didn't work very well for the eyes at all. For the mouth, just smack dab in the center of the mouth. And that's it. Well, the ears, of course, right in the center of the ears. Anyways, that pretty much concludes it for this video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and have a great day.